Hi, in this video, I'm gonna share the top 3 sales funnels that work well with YouTube ads. We're gonna dive right in. Funnel type number 1 is VSL to application/booking page or your course page. Now, what type of offers will work for this type of funnel? You're looking at high ticket programs, consulting, any information products, courses, online academies. These are different niches that can utilize and leverage this type of funnel to sell that product or service. Now remember, VSL stands for video sales letter, which is basically a way that you're utilizing video to sell your product or service. It does use the same elements as if you have a landing page with a sales letter in it. It has the same components, very likely same order of how you're structuring, the sale, how you're building up that sale, but it's done through video. You will commonly see a lot of these VSLs offering these high ticket programs like I mentioned, or in other niches. I've also seen VSLs selling e-com products. The way that you want to leverage the VSL funnels, first, it does not require for you to have the most sophisticated, funnel builder or, have this customized way of doing things. There are various tools that I can mention off the bat, like ClickFunnels, Unbounce, lead pages, Convertry. So there are various landing page builders that you can use to embed your video in there, right? So the most important aspect of this will be your video on the VSL, because you can definitely send traffic from a YouTube ad, right? Where you've maybe scripted out, you've already have a winning message, a winning headline with your video ad. But the main thing is you're gonna be converting these users from somebody who saw your ad, you caught their attention, you got their interest, and now they desire to get something from you on the other side. That's where a good VSL comes in handy, right? So if you have the means, if you have the capabilities of building out a VSL or scripting out the VSL rather, that's gonna be high converting, that it's gonna be quality, then I would strongly recommend you do that, right? Because that's gonna help your conversion rates at the end of the day. Now, from a YouTube ad perspective, remember that the biggest lever that you can pull here, it's not your targeting, okay? It's your creative and how you are structuring your testing, right? So if you already have some winning scripting, right? Some messaging that's basically converting already, you have your front end metrics, low CPCs, high click-through rates, then from there, you wanna identify what is it from that video ad that's doing that gap selling, right? So the gap selling, remember, it's a problem-centric approach. So you can have various ways of running your YouTube ad testing. So remember, to a VSL, if you have a video ad where you're doing some gap selling, which the concept is more problem-centric approach in your customers. So you're basically pointing out the biggest issue that maybe your customer has at the time, that pain point, and then from there, you have the solution. You're identifying that gap that's holding your customer from being in this current state that they're in to a happier future state or to a satisfied future state. So within your video, you can actually build that up, or you can just use your video ad on YouTube to motivate that user and essentially sell the click. So they'd be like, okay, you know what, this is something that I need. And the way that I've seen work in different client accounts and in general is if you have a training, right, where it's 15 or 20-minute training, I've seen up to 30, maybe even longer, but nowadays, again, shorter attention spans, and you want to get to the point right away. People don't like to be sold to as well. So it has to be a VSL that's built on, solving the user's problem. So if you can solve a user's issues that they're having with a specific, let's say a specific product or service, or that desired state that they want to be in, which is maybe making more money online or finding a solution to a specific problem with their relationships or their health issues, things like that. So just to give you an idea, then you, on the video ad, you want to present the offer in a way that, hey, if you sign up for this training, you're going to get XYZ solution. You're going to be able to do this, right? So that's the promise. From there, inside the VSL, that's where you'll do the selling, but you want to provide value at first, and then from there do the upsell within the VSL. I've also seen really, direct response marketing with the video ad, where your video ad's really doing the selling, saying, hey, listen, if you have $30K to invest in this particular offer right now, then this is the offer that we have for you. We have a video breaking down the results. Look at this case study, and you're really being direct, saying, hey, you need to have this amount of money in order for you to actually work with us, that also has worked before, right? And it's working right now on some of our client accounts. So this is the type of messaging that is also working. So there's a two variable here, right? So you can take the more of like, okay, hey, we're gonna solve this immediate issue for you. Just watch our training. So the video ad is more on selling that click rather than selling that product right away. It's more selling the click, and then from there, you have your VSL that's doing all the legwork selling for you.
Hey, really quickly, if you are somebody that's looking to get into YouTube ads, whether you want to do it yourself or you want it completely done for you, what I recommend is that you go down to the description of this video and click on the top link. What that will allow you to do is book a free strategy session with somebody on our team where we will sit down with you completely for free and see if YouTube ads make sense for your business. And with that, let's jump back into the video.
Now, before we move on to the second funnel type, regarding the VSL to application to booking a call, the way that I've seen it work is when you have ungated or gated, right? These are the two ways. In reality, there's only those two ways that I've seen that have worked well. The gated meaning that you will need to ask for an email. Sometimes I've seen phone numbers so they can do SMS campaigns from your user, from your target audience, right? From traffic that you're directing to the funnel, you're asking this information. So that's a gated VSL, which is another way that you can build your email list so that you get two birds, one stone sort of ideal, right? Another way is an ungated VSL where you're simply sending them to the lander with the embedded VSL, right? You have the video there and you right away give them the training. You could even mention that in the ad. So that's where your messaging really has to be congruent to what you are presenting to the user at the end of the day. So you want to modify your messaging based on the type of VSL that you have. If it's ungated, then in the messaging within the ad, you can say something like, you don't need to send in your name and email. We're not gonna ask you for your information right away. We just wanna give you our valuable training, right? So just go ahead and click the link and you'll get access to training right away. So this is one way that I've seen that works well. And then from there, you can do all the upsells, right? Or you can kind of persuade that person to, after they watch the training, okay, book a call now, right? I've seen other people, they just send them to a course page where it now has maybe another video, a VSL, or in some sales letter, copywriting in there. They even give them the option, hey, if you prefer to read, then click here, and then it just, expands the text. So that's another creative way that you can do it with the VSL. Another thing with the VSL to keep in mind is sometimes having a button delay can work to ensure that the person is watching the video, right? So I know that from a quality perspective on your lead side, you want people that have already watched a specific webinar, right? Or they make a lot of emphasis in that in their sales teams. Say, hey, did you watch the full webinar? If it's like 20 minutes long, did you watch the 20-minute video before we talk? You need to watch it, right? So I know that that's happened before. So one way to, let's say, filter and pre-frame that potential customer is through a delayed button timer, which is something that you can use. ClickFunnels has the capabilities. There are other tools that have the capabilities. Just look it up, and you maybe after 5 minutes, 10 minutes within your webinar, you can now show the CTA, right? The button where they can book the call. That'll ensure that most of these people will watch the video, right? Halfway through at least, or even 75% of the video. However you want to do it, you want to test that as well as an option, right? So that is also critical when it comes to, ensuring you have the best quality people who are already engaged, already immersed in your content and your training, and now they're just like, okay, you know what? I'm ready for that next step of booking a call, or even just buying $1,000 course or whatever price point you have. Okay, number two, it's one that is not the most popular today, but it's still being used, and in some cases I might argue that it's still profitable. But it is something that a video ad, driving to a webinar page or webinar registration page, and then they could even select, a live video or a pre-recorded video. There are those tricks where they use the evergreen. They'll say, hey, this is a live video. In reality, it's an evergreen webinar that's pre-recorded, and they kind of make it seem like it's a live video. Me personally, I don't like those type of funnels because it just it's that preconceived notion of like, you're kind of fooling people a little bit, right? You're kind of telling them, hey, watch the live video, you can choose the time where you want to access it, right? And then in reality, it's just pre-recorded, right? You're using Evergreen Webinar Jam tools to basically get the people in there. So again, this was a tool that, not to knock anybody who's using it, anybody who's using this right now, that's fine. If it's working for you, great, right? But most people nowadays, they either want a live interaction, a true live webinar or training, right? Or workshop workshop. So you could even just change the name around, right? So like it doesn't necessarily have to be that webinar funnel. You can call it a workshop funnel, right? So hey, sign up for our workshop. It's our live workshop or boot camp. I've seen a lot of words across it, right? So this is one way that you can just approach the messaging, right? And be creative with it. Not necessarily a webinar, but yeah, webinars is something that's, you know, preferably for people, they want something live, something that they can engage with, and they're like, okay, I'm actually speaking to the person that was on the ad and they're live, right? And you know, that goes a long way. I know it's for a lot of users or a lot of product owners, offer owners, you know, it can get a little, let's say, tedious to try and go live every week, but some people do that, right? So that's something to consider. And the way that setup works, again, that you have the YouTube ad where you're telling people, hey, sign up for this training or this workshop or this webinar, however you want to use that messaging. Nowadays, I think workshop, you know, is a little bit more utilized nowadays, right? As opposed to webinar. Webinar is a little bit more strung out. It's been overused, right? So that's one way that you can do it. And in the page, you have the webinar registration. Again, hopefully it's a live training or live workshop that you're gonna do. And you just, a very simple page, you know, you have the disclaimers, you have, you know, the headline, you have you ask for name, email. You wanna go for the phone number, go ahead. That's gonna lower your conversion rate. It's gonna increase your CPL a bit, but these are things worth a try, but that is the type of funnel that you can use. And funnel type number 3 that works well with YouTube ads is application page or direct to a product page for bottom of funnel campaign. Okay, very important. That is the emphasis here. This is for your middle to bottom of the funnel type of audiences that you can drive high quality traffic, people that are already familiarized with your brand, and now you're just channeling them down the funnel, right? You're channeling them down to your end offer. So this works particularly well with YouTube ads because now, you know, let's say you have your top of funnel strategies where you're sending them to this training page or VSL. Let's say that you have that still working for you, right? You're still getting conversions, still getting sales, but your application page, if you have a page that's isolated, that's, you know, specifically for bottom of the funnel type of users, this is one of the best ways that you can fill up your bottom line. This is one way that you can get a great ROAS, is ensuring that you're showing your ad to people that have already engaged with your offer, people that maybe have already signed up but did not book a call. So this is why it's important to have remarketing audiences. I can't stress enough, and we've talked about this in previous videos, where you need to set up remarketing audiences specifically. Nowadays, it's fairly simple to use the GA4 to create these audience definitions based on your pages, based on your page URLs. They visit a specific page but did not visit this page. So that way you can build your list. So when you build your list of people that have opted in but did not take further action down the funnel, you can remarket to them in a specific way. Your messaging has to be on point, and then your funnel, the way that you're set it up is, you send it directly to the application page, or if you're an e-com, product owner, right? Even if affiliate owner, you want to send them directly to where you wanted to take action, but it has to be particularly served for these remarketing audiences that you have, right? Whether they're video viewers, but this is more bottom of the funnel type of strategy where they've already engaged with your content somehow. And you saw that they saw your VSL, you track down people that have visited your webinar, they're already familiarized with you. So now it's just a matter of sending them those remarketing campaigns. You want to use drive conversion campaigns for this, and maybe shorter ads, and you can get creative with doing mobile only and doing that YouTube Shorts format, right, which is a shorter form, less than 60 seconds. It's vertical, right? That does work really well, and it can get you the results that you're looking for and that ROAS that you really need to make this work. So there you have it. Those are the 3 top sales funnels that you can implement right now to skyrocket your YouTube ad success. And I'm going to give you a bonus one since you stuck around to the end. One of the bonus funnel types that can also work with YouTube ads is having the challenges, right? So I know a lot of people maybe in the information product space, even high ticket. If you have a challenge, 7-day challenge, 5-day challenge type of offering, or let's say that low ticket offer, right? That also works well if you want to just kind of break even in the front end, I should say, and then just kind of make up for it in the back end because you're upselling them, via email or via a second, third step in your funnel. People who have taken up in your challenge, they're committed already, right? They're already committed to, following you and following your advice on on completing specific steps. And then from there, you just upsell them your high ticket 5K course, 10K, 30K, 50K course, or mastermind program, however you want to call it. So this is one that I've seen as being very, let's say, popular nowadays. It is the challenge funnel, right? So there you have it, guys. That was a bonus one for you. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications to get notified when we drop some more YouTube ad knowledge and video ad knowledge your way. We'll see you on the next one.